Hi friends, this is Dainty Tank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Please Be Happy. This is part 4, or the start of chapter 2. If you want to think about it if you want to think thunk that way, yes. Welcome back to the chillest ASMR game so far. I'm really excited to jump into things because this is brand new content. This is beyond the demo that I played last year. And this is, again, the full release, so we get the whole game, just for us. How lucky we are. It's so cute. I mean, look at this face. Ah!
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
I feel called out, because I was about to say what happened. So, basically, after... I got called out by Miho. So Miho got spooked because Aspen remembered her. So boom. What? What are you talking about? I'm always forgotten. I think Aspen wrote it down and thus could remember it. Juliet, I don't know why. But library might have written it down too. So maybe it's if you write it down. But, like, police reports, they would have had to write it, so I don't know. That's just guesstimate on my side. But Aspen ran to Juliet to talk about Miho. However, Juliet wouldn't have had any idea that... Oh, sorry. Aspen would have had no idea that Juliet was, like, knows of Miho. Unless they're talking. So they might have talked and already, like, talked about Miho. Who knows? We'll find out, hopefully. This is chapter 2. For the second day in a row, I wake up in the soft bed. My bed. My bed. It's early. The library downstairs is quiet. Silent. The library downstairs is silent. No one else is here, aside from Juliet. I don't even transform before falling asleep last night. Just passed out like this with human arms and legs. No wonder I'm sore. After I agreed to Juliet's offer, the rest of the day passed by quickly. Aspen and Juliet showed me around the house, part of the library, and Juliet made dinner for the three of us. Aspen didn't leave until the evening, and I decided to go to bed early. After the whirlwind of emotions I went through yesterday, I was exhausted and fell asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. Not having to be on alert at the moment I opened my eyes is a nice change. I can toss and turn and even doze a little bit longer. I get as much rest as my body will let me. Once I've had my fill of being lazy, I finally crawl out of bed.
Okay, time to get up.
Okay. Doesn't take me long to get ready. I tiptoe to the door out of habit, so carefully that only someone with super keen hearing would have been able to hear me. But then I remember.
Oh yeah, I don't need to sneak around while I'm here.
Yeah, weirdness, huh? I loosen up and step into the hallway, shutting the door behind me. Being so openly noisy is almost harder than being sneaky. The building is still quiet. Julia told me to come find her when I wake up, so I make my way down the hall towards the room she showed me yesterday. It's one of the last in the hall, tucked away in the corner. Unlike the other doors, a tiny bit of flickering light escapes from the gap below.
This is the place.
Now that I'm standing here, my nerves start to get the better of me. What if she's forgotten me this time and chasing me away? Or what if... Screw my eyes shut, take a deep breath, forcing away my worries. You can do this, Miho. If I'm going to stay here for a while, I need to start thinking like that. I can't let that fear keep getting the better of me. True! Forcing myself on, I twist the doorknob and enter. Wait! I should have knocked, shouldn't I? It's too late now as I step into the room, only to be struck by how dark it is. No windows, the only light is from a dim lamp, illuminating the white clothed figure sitting at her desk. Just like the library downstairs, there are rows and rows of books covering the shelves around the room. Julia looks up to greet me, gentle smile written on her face.
Oh, good morning, Miho. Did you sleep well?
She remembers me. Putting this up a little bit more. She remembers me. I heighten her relief. Well, I think.
I sure did. I think that might have been the best sleep I ever had.
I'm most glad to hear it. Would you like to sit down?
Oh, sure. Thanks.
There's only one other seat, so I awkwardly sit across from her. It feels a little bit like an interrogation.
Would you like some tea?
Would you like some tea? Tea? Yes, I love some tea. I've never had tea, so I don't know if I like it or not. I feel like I should accept her offer, out of politeness though. And you should also accept it if you haven't tried it before, because trying new things is a good thing.
Sure.
Juliet pulls out a teacup from the shelf nearby and sets it on a little plate. Then she carefully pours in the tea without spilling a single drop. She pushes the plate with the cup over to me.
Sugar?
I've eaten enough human snacks to know that I like sugar.
Yes, please.
She takes the lid off a small pot and offers it to me. It's full of little white cubes. Without hesitating, I take two and toss them in my mouth. They're kind of crunchy at first, but quickly fall apart. Julia frowns just a little, enough that a human probably wouldn't have noticed. Did I do something wrong? Wait, I know.
Oh, thank you.
That gets her to smile, so I'm pretty sure I did the right thing. She sets the pot of treats back down on her desk.
We'll have breakfast in a little while. Aspen usually comes by to help open the library, and then we eat together.
Really? Okay, so Aspen and, like, Juliet are, like, a little library couple. This is great.
That sounds nice. Does she help out because of the sunlight?
Oh?
My, that's astute of you. You're correct. Although I'm able to tolerate a bit of sun, I do prefer the dark.
Very astute, said the vampire.
I wasn't sure if you knew I was a vampire or not.
Yeah! I mean, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. I don't have a preference, no.
I figured it out just now. That explains how you were able to hear me and find my den, huh?
Indeed. That said, I have my dear friend Orpheus to thank for helping me know where to find you.
Something scratches in the corner of the room. I look up to notice a large bat dangling from the hook on one of the shelves. Has that been there this whole time?
Is he also...
No, Orpheus is a bat through and through, not a vampire. He happened to notice you on his way home one day.
So that's the friend you were talking about. I was wondering about that.
I have the pleasure of knowing several of Wellington's loco bats. They keep me apprised of news from around the city.
Oh my god. Bat Queen. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. Yes. I don't have a type. You have a type.
You're not, like... you know...
No? I tap one of my front teeth. Oh! Not sure how to ask the question politely.
Oh, heavens no! I consume as little blood as one of my kind can, and what I do partake of is freely donated.
Oh, yay.
I love this city, and its people. I'd never had them like that.
Yay!
Besides, I had quite enough of that during my time in the underworld. Is that where you come from as well?
Oh, the underworld being, like, actual Earth, like, the planet.
Oh, I'm not from the underworld. I'm from Korea.
Nice.
I've heard lots about it, though. I'm one of the only fabled I know of who doesn't come from there.
Oh. Okay. So you're considered fabled. So fabled is basically anybody who's not, specifically human.
For a long time, I didn't even know that other fabled existed.
You didn't know about the mermaids and the vampires and the... You didn't know about them, but you're so casual around them, too.
Indeed. Gumiho like yourself are some of the few I know of.
Gumiho?
Wait, Gumiho? Is that what I'm called? That explains a lot.
You didn't know, but you go by the name Miho.
Just because I like the sound. I thought it was more like a nickname. I change it up wherever I go. Gumi, Homie, Migu. I've never had a real name. I didn't even know I had a kind. I've never met someone else like me.
Oh.
I wonder if we'd have much in common.
Have other foxes? Well, Gumiho lived the same kind of life I had? Maybe they're better at fitting in with people than I am, and that's why I've never seen one?
Are there any other Gumiho in Wellington?
None that I know of. It's possible, though.
I'm not sure what I'd say if I did meet one.
Hello, my name is Miho, at least here. I am an adorable little fox from Korea. Please tell me your life story and let me know if I'm doing this well. Thanks. I'd wonder about others like me before, but since I've never met one, I eventually assume they don't exist. Finding out that they do, and that there's even a name for us, comes as a pretty big surprise. No matter how long I've been alive, there's still so much that I don't know about the world. It seems. As our discussion tapers off, the sound of the front door reaches my ears from downstairs. Juliet must have heard it too, looking over as I do.
Oh, that'll be Aspen. Shall we go down to breakfast?
I'll never say no to that.
Yay. I'll never say no to breakfast too. I want it. Juliet takes to her feet, picking up the lamp and carrying it with her. Bat! Orpheus the bat leaves the study when we do. Though he flies off in a different direction. I guess he won't be joining us for the meal. I have to be careful not to spill my cup of tea as we walk down the stairs. Aspen waits at the bottom, a large book tucked under her arm. She waves with her free hand to greet us. Hello! I love your hat.
Good morning, Aspen. It's nice to see you again.
Oh my god, all three of them. Ah, it's the title.
Good morning, Juliet.
Oh my god, and Juliet's my short queen. Yes.
And you too, Miho. I must admit, I was a little worried you might run off during the night.
I may have thought about it a little.
Oh,
After I went to bed, though, I was out like a light.
nice.
Glad you decided otherwise then. Living in the library sounds like heaven. I can't believe you'd think about giving that up.
Oh,
Anyway, I'm opening today, so I can't stay too late. I'll go ahead and take care of the windows.
oh, thank you, Aspen.
I'll get started on breakfast then. Would you like grape or strawberry jam?
I think I'm feeling like strawberry today. Oh, or some of that orange marmalade if there's any left.
Nice.
You have to let Miho try that too.
I'll see if we have it. Is that a nonce you have with you? You can just leave him on the desk for now.
Ananse?
It sure is. I'll be taking Jax on the way out.
I'll write it down.
Okay, I don't know. Is that authors' names? All I can think of is Brian Jakes, who's like, unfortunately he passed, but he was the author of Redwall, which is basically adorable little mice and rodents absolutely destroying each other via war, famine, sieges, yeah, all of that. But they had like 12 pages long of feast preparation, so it was always mouth-watering. Two of them stroll off in different directions while I stand on the stairs, unable to follow any of the conversation.
Who's Jax? Ananse? I don't see anyone with you.
This is a nonce.
She taps the cover of the book she brought with her, of course.
He's the author of this. Juliet suggested I read some of his work, but I'm finding him rather dull.
As you should.
Huh.
I have no idea who Ananse is. I try my best to sound interested, but I doubt it's successful. Maybe I'd see the appeal if I could read them, but how can that be maybe better than doing things yourself? After setting the book down on the front desk, Aspen goes into the main room, leaving me alone in the hallway. I make my way down the rest of the steps. Looking down at my teacup, I decide to take a tiny sip. I'm getting tired of carrying it around. Yuck. It's kind of bitter, but also bland at the same time. Frowning, I set the cup down on one of the shelves nearby. At least I tried it. The sugar was way better, though. The door Aspen went through is still open. I can hear her bustling around the room where Juliet went isn't far either. I already smell food. Guess I'll go watch. Aspen! Juliet! Save. Do we have enough save logs for a while? We do. Cool. Cool, cool. So I don't need to worry about how much I've saved so far. We're going for Juliet, because food. I follow my nose and head to the kitchen. There is a big frying pan on the stove and a blob of melting butter sizzling in it. Juliet gives the pan a push to move it around before walking to the counter to continue her work.
That smells great.
Oh, Miho, go ahead and take a seat if you'd like. This shouldn't take long.
Yay! What are you making? What are you making? I do what she suggests and sit down at the dinner table at the same spot as yesterday. Lovely smells swirl around the room as she opens up this jar and that.
What you making?
What you making? Yes?
Fried eggs and toast with some fresh fruit. It's what we usually have. Is that all right with you?
Yes? Fried eggs and toast? Yeah, I'll have mine over easy.
Better than alright. I'm almost drooling just thinking about it.
Yeah. Or even sunny. I'll take a sunny side up.
I hope that it lives up to expectations then.
I'm saying all that, but I also know fried egg. Fried egg is basically sunny side up, then you flop it over, it's basically fried on both sides. I always do a fried egg when anytime I'm doing like an egg sandwich or something. Love it. I watch as she quickly butters a few slices of bread and then tosses them into another pan on the stove. I'm so hungry, this is not fair. While it cooks, she takes an apple from a nearby bowl of fruit and cuts out the core before swiftly chopping it into perfect even pieces.
Sure did that fast.
Practice makes perfect, as they say, and I've had quite a lot of practice.
How old are you? After moving the apple slices onto the plate, she takes the orange and starts to do the same thing. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because, like, Miho also is very old. Doesn't also know her age.
The bats enjoy fruit as well, so I tend to keep a lot of it around the house.
Nice. I love fruit too. I'm actually like a clementine person. Give me some citrus.
If there are any items you'd like me to keep around the house for you, do let me know.
Oh, I will. Something tells me that snacks from the convenience store aren't what she has in mind.
I'll tell you if I think of anything.
Juliet finishes the bowl before dropping the eggs onto the pan with butter, where they start to sizzle too. Finally, she slides the toast out and onto a plate. Right as the eggs finish cooking, Juliet sets the table for the three of us. Aspen dainty tank steps into the room.
All set on my end.
Nice.
Thank you. I just finished cooking too.
We all sit down and dig in. The food, of course, is delicious.
So, Miho, how will you be spending your first day as an official Wellington resident?
I don't know yet. Hadn't really thought about it. Now that you mention it, I'll have a lot more free time now, huh?
Yeah.
Usually I'd go hunting for food, or looking for a better place to stay, or...
Instinctively, I go silent as I reach for my pocket and the familiar crumpling paper.
Or...
If it's something you don't want to share, don't feel that you must.
Oh.
Right, that too.
Thanks. I hesitate. I'm not sure if I've ever told anybody about my goal, or at least not the specifics. I've had a lot of first times lately, though. What's one more? Besides, maybe these two can help.
No, it's okay.
Aw.
I've been looking for someone.
I wipe my hands first before making sure that they don't have any crumbles or grease on them. Then I carefully slide this thin scroll from my pocket. I always kept it in the deepest part where it won't get wet or damaged. With care, I gently unroll it, letting the other two women see the ink markings brushed onto the scroll. The edges are fuzzy with age by now, but the text is still legible, I think, anyway.
They gave me this a long time ago. I don't know what it says.
Is that Korean? Maybe Chinese? I'm not able to read either one, unfortunately.
They remind me of older Chinese characters, but I can't be certain myself. Sorry, but I'm not too familiar with them either.
Aw. They look a little defeated, but I quickly wave off their concern.
It's okay. Nobody I've asked could read it either. For all I know, they might just be scribbles.
So you have asked people about it before?
I thought that maybe if I knew what it said, it would help me find them.
Who exactly are they, if I may ask?
They're a traveler. I learned that word just to be able to describe them. They were the first human I ever met, and they told me stories about the rest of the world.
Aw.
And you've been searching for them ever since then?
Yes.
Yup. For as long as I can remember. I met them back in Korea, when I was a fox. I couldn't understand what they were saying. Not until much later.
Reminiscing about them gives me a very particular feeling. It's warm and fuzzy, but also a little sad. I think people call it nostalgia. My voice is a little quieter as I finish what I mean to say.
But that never stopped them from coming to see me. I don't know their name or even where they're from, but I'll definitely recognize them when I see them again.
Both the women before me are quiet for a moment, visibly thinking over what I said. After a long while, it's Juliet who speaks first.
In that case, I'd be happy to assist in any way I can.
Me too, of course. Speaking of which, I may have found something useful to you. I was doing a little bit of research on Gumiho last night.
And you know, how did you even know that? Okay.
There was surprisingly little to be found compared to some of the other fabled.
Wait a sec. You found out that I'm a Gumiho too?
Well, yes. It wasn't too difficult to look up. Is that odd?
A little bit. Like, Miho's whole world is getting crashed. So in less than a day, both Aspen and Juliet were able to find out something about myself that I couldn't in a lifetime.
I guess not.
I only realize now how I sound after I said it. Juliet shoots a look at Aspen, who quickly tries to move the discussion along.
Anyway, I was trying to find out why Juliet and I can remember you when nobody else can. Although I didn't find anything about memories in particular, there was one story that claimed a Gumiho's curse doesn't take effect until a full day later.
Oh, of course. And since you and I both saw Miho again before too much time passed, we didn't forget her.
Oh.
Right. That also makes sense from what you told us yesterday, Miho, doesn't it? You said you don't tend to talk to people a second time.
Yeah, I usually try to avoid it, really.
I had never thought about my magic as a curse before, but I guess to the person that's affecting it is.
So that means that all we have to do to avoid forgetting about Miho is...
It's impossible to miss the pause before Aspen's words. Like, even she's not confident in what she's about to say.
See her every day. Forever.
Oh. What about a picture? Can a picture work? Forever. That word hangs in the air. Aspen says it cheerfully, but I can recognize just how impossible that is. At some point, even these two will forget me, won't they? Why even that then? Why bother? If I know it'll be just hurt in the end. On cue, those kinds of thoughts start to swirl in my head like always. It's so tempting to just stop caring and give up on others. No, I won't let myself dwell on that. Not on the first day living here. Who knows? Even if it's a long time from now, maybe these thoughts will go away for good? Juliet clears her throat before the silence goes on for too long.
Well, that's not bad at all. Preserving the memory of those you hold dear is one of the most important parts of life.
Aspen considers for a moment before nodding.
It really is.
Oh. It seems a little early for either of them to consider me dear to them, but I keep that to myself. I mean, Miho's being realistic here.
So, anyway, about Jacques.
For a relief, Aspen changes the subject away from me and my magic. As Juliet and Aspen chat about between themselves, the conversation drifts on the things I don't know about, and people and places I don't recognize. It's all probably related to books. I smile and laugh when they do, but I'm not really paying attention or talking, listening to the two of them. They may as well be speaking a different language. The more I observe, the more it seems I'll have to learn. Not just about normal people in human life, but about myself as well, and even the world. And one day, both Aspen and Juliet were able to figure out what I am and how my beads work. How your beads work. We haven't figured out how your... I've been a long time to do that, and still no idea. Doesn't even seem like it was hard for them. There's something that I have to admit to myself. I haven't really tried before. Just what have I been missing out on? I feel something bubbling up inside me. The same feeling as yesterday when I decided to come back to the library instead of running away. Something that makes me clench my fists and take a deep breath as I make another decision. Something I realize I can put a name to, even though it's a new one for me. This is what people call hope. Even if it's pointless in the end.
I want to learn how to be a person.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to learn how to be a person. Julia cuts off whatever she was saying mid-sentence. Both she and Aspen turned to face me, eyes wide. Oops, I guess I should have started by waiting for them to stop talking.
You want to... What?
I've already messed this up, but I'll keep going.
Be a person. To know about the things you two are talking about. All the stuff that you give me a weird look for when I don't know. I want to learn about it.
Nice.
I'd say that you're already well on your way.
Her tone becomes quite serious as she continues. I'm a little glad. She sees as much weight behind this as I feel about it.
Miho, there are some things that you can't rush or change overnight. This is definitely one of them. That said, starting can be the hardest part. You've already taken the first steps.
Sorry, I love that there's subtle details of Juliet pushing her hair behind her ear. Yeah, that was just... Sorry, gay panic. Yep.
What Juliet said. I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean to keep you out of our conversation.
No, it's okay. I was busy thinking anyway.
I was busy.
I can't stop looking for my person, of course, but maybe I can do more than that, too.
Yeah.
We'll help you in any ways that we can.
Aspen nods in agreement, but then checks the time and size.
It'll have to wait until later, though, because I need to be leaving for work. I'm sure Juliet needs her rest, too.
Thanks. I am rather tired. Will you be alright on your own for the day, Miho?
Yeah, I should be. I'll figure out something to do.
Wonderful. Here, let me take this.
She gets up and collects the dirty dishes, then carries them to the sink.
Tomorrow I have to go in earlier than usual to open.
Aw.
If you come by, I can make you that drink again, Miho. As long as you promise not to run away, that is.
Sure, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere this time. Although, will it still be at home?
Home?
At home?
Hi. You gonna come? Instead of yelling at me? Come here. There you go. It's pixel time.
Like, free.
Oh, at home on the house. On the house. At home. I love that. Sir. I know.
Oh, on the house! Yes, of course. This should probably be the last time, though, or my boss will start getting upset.
Ah.
Aw, okay. It was nice while it lasted.
Aspen pauses as she raises from the table and starts to leave. Sir, could you put your butt down?
You know, getting a job might be a good idea if you're serious about living a normal life.
Yes, one step at a time though.
It's hardly the most fun, but then you could buy as many fairy kiss chillers as you want.
Well, it takes away the time she can look for a person, so.
A job? Sounds like a pain.
It is totally. Say no. Aspen just sighs as I sink into my seat. The way she talks about having a job makes it sound awful.
Well, it's just a suggestion. See you later, Juliet. Miho.
With that, she takes her leave as Juliet and I wave her off. After the distant sound of Juliet shutting her bedroom door, the whole library is silent, leaving me alone with my thoughts in the kitchen. The front doors are unlocked and open to everyone, so it's just a matter of time until the first guests arrive.
Well,
Hi.
what do I do now?
Sorry, we have a Gideon. Hi. It's kitty time. I see. Oh, it's their lunch time, so they're upset about things. Anyways, after the first guests arrive, the empty room doesn't have an answer. Right about now, I'd usually be scrounging for breakfast, or scoping out a new place, or maybe even planning where I'll spend the night. With a full belly and a bed to come back to, I don't have to worry about any of that. Instead, I have a lot of free time on my hands. Kitties on my hands? No. No kitties on my hands. But I at least got her off my computer.
Guess I'll explore.
Yeah. It's how I've been spending a lot of my time recently anyway. And while Juliet and Aspen seem fine so far, it's still a little tiring to be around other people. Having some alone time is important too. Making my way downtown, walking fast. I must see you go fuck yourself. Do 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 do. Sorry, couldn't help it. Making my way down. Can't. I try to pay more attention to what people are doing instead of searching for opportunities. I meant what I said about wanting to be more of a person, but small steps are easier for me. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's observing. Of course, I'll also be a keen eye. I'll also be keeping an eye out for anything that can help me find my person. But I have to admit, they don't have much of a plan for that. Usually when I go into a new country or city, I try to find someone who might know them or who recognizes my scroll. I usually prefer asking other fabled. They're easier to deal with than other humans. It's not a very efficient plan, if I'm being honest. I'd have to get really lucky for it to work. But I haven't come up with any better ideas, and I do have plenty of time to try. Now that Aspen and Juliet have offered to help me, maybe they'll be able to think of something new. For now, I'm just killing time. At first, it's not so bad. I take my time passing through the city and even pop into some stores along the way. Nice. One is full of musical instruments, while right next door is a store selling kitchen utensils. Across the street, there's another with racks full of used clothes. Step in each store and pace around the aisles, just browsing. Usually, I'd never come into these kinds of shops, even though they have some expensive stuff. It's all bulky and hard to carry. Plus, I've learned the hard way that some pawn shops and buyers are good at guessing when something's stolen. Now that I'm paying more attention to what's for sale, I realize I don't even know what a lot of this stuff does. In the kitchen store, there's normal pots and pans and dishes, which makes sense. And then there's a bunch of different gadgets that, with all kinds of shapes and sizes, I can't even guess what some of them are used for. Same. The dainty wife actually was the one who showed me a lot of things. Did you know there's a thing called the spiralizer? Like, you stab an apple on the end and then it spiralizes. It makes like little apple spaghetti. And it's delicious apple spaghetti. But then you have a Mickey apple and it's pre-cored and everything. Mind blown, right? At the music store, I recognize a few instruments, like guitars and pianos and drums. There are also a bunch that I've never seen before, but I don't know the names of. Mostly the kinds you play with your mouth. Then there are some that I've never seen and can't even be sure are actually instruments and not some other kind of device. I seem to be the only one having this problem. In both stores, the other customers I've seen all walk around like they know what they're doing, or at least are looking for something in particular. I try to listen in conversations someone's having with a salesperson, but it's just like listening to Aspen and Juliet talk. I don't recognize half the words. In the end, I didn't spend long in either store.
This is already harder than I thought.
Fair. Nearby, there's a clock outside of the stores, and it informs me that it's only been an hour or so since I left the library. There's still a long time before Juliet will be up. Guess I'll keep looking around. Although I'm not expecting much, I continue to browse through most of the shops as I pass, just for something to do. Think about going by the bell house and saying hello to Aspen, but when I get there, there's a line out the door and around the building. Peeking through the window, I don't even see her. Instead, someone else is taking orders at the counter. I don't feel like waiting, so I keep walking instead. I end up walking for as long as I can stand it, past the Skyport, Beat, past Mount Victoria, back towards town again. When it eventually is too boring even for me, I head back to the library. It's much busier now than when I left. There's a pile of books on the desk that people have brought back, and the checkout sheet is half full. Some of the chairs are occupied, and at least a dozen people are browsing the shelves. None of them pay me any mind, even when I grab a snack from the kitchen and then head up to my room. In there, I do the only thing there is to do. Flop out onto the bed and look up at the ceiling. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to have a bed to do that in, but it doesn't help much right now.
So I can be bored outside or bored inside?
I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. In my normal life, I'm usually too busy to be bored. Having time to rest and relax can be a luxury. Now I've got more time than I know what to do with. I haven't even realized this would be a problem.
Guess all I can do is wait for Juliet.
Hopefully, she'll have some ideas. I get the feeling she can give some advice or on
May
anything.
as well get comfy.
Comfy nap. Yawning, I get under the covers and then transform into Fox with a soft pillow under my head and a cozy blanket above me. It's a lot like being in a very comfortable den. And after all the walking I did, a nap does sound pretty nice. If I'm lucky, I won't wake up until Juliet does. The wrapping my tail around my face, I close my eyes and eventually drift off to sleep. Nice. With that, I think I'm going to stop it here, only because I am running out of voice, and I need to get going to do some stuff today. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. But thank you for just also sharing, because I've seen more new people watching this, which is great. Subscribe if you are new, because it helps the channel. We are small. Any subscribes actually help go to a limit in which YouTube will finally unlock more features for me. So the more we're able to actually like have people like subscribe, the more features we'll be able to use on the platform. So thank you again. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.